On Tuesday, February 17th, we have a new moon solar eclipse in Aquarius. For this beautiful new moon in Aquarius solar eclipse to begin eclipse season, close out Aquarius season right before we head into Pisces season, I am going to do the collective coupling pull, but I want to add a pick a card for what it is that you can expect over this eclipse season. You'll actually pick a charm here once we do the collective pull. This is the final pull for this deck combo. We're going to be heading into Pisces season next, so let me just read you the description from astrology.com so you can get an idea of what's coming through with this particular lunation and this solar eclipse and the beginning of an eclipse season for us. It says, get ready for a few shakeups today as this solar eclipse ushers in the dawn of a new era in our lives. Use this energy to change that status quo in your life and embrace your most authentic self, even if it does ruffle a few feathers. Very interesting, very exciting. Let's get to the cards to see what the collective pull is. We'll give these a roll. It's an 8 energy. Lovely. 8 energy is about, ooh, they want me to put this back here. Okay. 8 energy is about manifestation. It's about understanding that there's this beautiful, seamless, co-creative energy that happens, and it's about knowing yourself really well. So this is the beginning of a bit of a new era. We have amazing alignments going on that are signaling to us that this is the start of a longer term energy. So let's get these shuffled up and see what this particular eclipse has to give us in the collective, and then you'll choose your charms. Okay, first from the Oracle, the Rose's Kiss, card number 9. Look at that ladybug there. Very nice. You know, I like to get the extra information just to have more verbiage around it, but this feels like a blooming, things falling into place, luck fluttering in, they're saying. Luck fluttering in. Okay, the Rose's Kiss, card number 9, joy, experiencing pleasure, deep satisfaction and enjoyment, desires acknowledged, and the 5 sensory reality. In this particular deck, she has this under the sacral chakra cards. So this is about really feeling into what it is that feels amazing for you, what it is that feels joyful for you, how you can connect to your senses and awaken desires that you want to experience in your life. There is a bit of a turnover energy for sure with this solar eclipse. It can have like unexpected energy connected to it. This to me says we want to be open to blooming and blossoming in a colorful way, an expansive way, and to note the opportunities for luck that are being presented to us, that are being provided for us, even if it feels like it's not super exciting or what you would expect right off the bat. You can see we do have all of these thorns, and they're pointing that out. It's like seeing beyond the thorny energy into a more expansive perspective to what may be trying to guide you to a new energy, a blossoming, a blooming of yourself, of your spirit, and what actually feels good to you. This feels like we're going to be pointed in the direction with this particular solar eclipse right at the start, again, of eclipse season, to what feels good. And you might experience that with the opposite being true. So what feels thorny, what doesn't feel good to you, is trying to get you to zoom out to see what does, what is blooming. Like if you're just focusing on the thorn and pricking your finger on the thorn, then you're missing the larger perspective that this thorny vine is protecting a wonderful blooming light. And this is like luck flying in. So some of the unexpected energy may be coming in, like lucky opportunities, lucky happenstances, things flying in out of nowhere. And being able to honor who you are and the kind of person that you uniquely are is going to be important with this. Let's see what we have for the tarot. Oh my. Okay. The King of Discs, which is the King of Pentacles, and power. This, I feel like it's your own personal power, being able to be seen, acknowledged, okay? Yeah. This is taking back your own light. How do you want to bloom? What do you see as opportunity? What is working for you? You can see he's literally sitting with the cosmos or the world in his lap. It's like having the world in your hands. The King of Pentacles is the master of the physical realm or the material realm. So, the 8 that we rolled is important to note. It's like you are the master of your own life. You are the master of your own physical materialization, manifestation, energy. You have all the power in your life. No one else has the power over your life more than you. He understands that and is a very good business person, a very good communicator, I would say, when he wants to get things done. He knows exactly what he's looking for. He's great at showing up for hard work or needing to show up on the physical realm for what needs to be done and what is within his power or within his control. He's also really great at enjoying the physical manifestation of his hard work. So being able to enjoy your life, have power over your life. What feels good to you? What opportunities are being presented to you with this new moon and this eclipse energy? And how can you claim that power for yourself? How can you take that in your own lap or in your own hands and use it to be able to manifest what you want, to be able to create more prosperity and abundance in your life, to work on the things that you want to work on the things that bring you joy, to put your time and energy into that, to feel in alignment with your true power. It's like, this is your life. What makes you feel joyful? Focus your energy on more of that. Start making moves, right? Embrace what authentically makes you happy, okay? And start building something different is what this feels like from a mastery place. You may feel that the information that's coming through with this particular solar eclipse and then throughout the eclipse season is providing you with validation about what it is that you want, what you have power over, what your dreams are, and how to bring them physically to life, how to manifest them into your world. Absolutely amazing. Love this energy. It feels very powerful while also feeling like we're focusing on our emotional body and noticing what is awakening within us, and then being able to hone in at a very high level as to what it is we can do about it. Okay, I am going to now pull 2 charms, and you can choose whichever charm you feel is calling to you, and then you'll head down to the description for a longer look at what to expect this eclipse season. So for charm option number 1, we have the home charm. And I'm going to place this right here. Option number 1, the house or the home. And charm option number 2, interesting, the dog. Looks kind of like a puppy. The dog charm. A home and a dog, interesting. Option number 2, the dog, the puppy, or the home charm. So once you feel like you've made your intuitive selection, you feel like one of these charms over the other is calling you for a bit more information and what to expect. We're going to look at love and relationships, health and well-being, work and studies, and your own personal power, which clearly is highlighted here with this collective pull. Just head down to the description and click on the timestamp next to the charm that you've chosen, and I'll see you in your reading. Hello, Group 1, my house or home charm group. You've chosen the symbol of stability and comfort. Goes very nicely with this King of Discs here. I love a home charm. A home charm has a multitude of complexities and meanings. So you're just going to want to take from that what it is you felt guided to when you chose that home charm. So a home energy can be about just protection, stability, and comfort, a place to call your own, creating a space in your external environment, so in your physical environment, that feels really enjoyable to you, that feels settled to you, that feels comforting to you, that feels like it aligns with your true nature, your true self, what gets you to stay at the highest frequency or highest vibration most of the time, rearranging your home. It could also be about financial stability here, because we do have a King of Pentacles. Of course, Pentacles is everything physical, which definitely includes like career, money, and your finances, investments, how you're using your money, etc. So there may be some stability that you're looking for, doing things that are in alignment, that feel really stable for you with your finances. The other portion of the show with a home charm or a home energy is about being at home in your vessel, right? Like your physical body is your vessel here on this planet. It's your home, the home for your spirit, the home for your soul. And so really being your authentic self and taking good care of your vessel, also noticing who you have around you, who makes you feel good, who helps you bloom and blossom, who provides you with this feeling of opportunity or luck, even abundance. When you leave somebody, do they make you feel prosperous? Do they get you? Do they understand who you are? Do you feel like you can be yourself around them? So that's the energy of the home charm in general. Like I said, lots of complexities, but take whatever it is that I'm saying as it's hitting you, or what is most predominant for you, because this pull is about, you know, the eclipse season, and in particular how we're beginning the eclipse season with this solar eclipse. So you want to focus on what feels like it's in alignment for you as it concerns this stability of self or home, etc. So I am going to take the dice and roll them for you so I can get a specific shuffle going for the decks that we're going to be using. And you're getting an 8 again. So if you'll remember, our our main shuffle was an 8. It was not comboed in this way. So with a 2 and a 6 energy, you're going to be looking at choices. You're going to be looking at relationships. So I will be keeping, obviously, that in mind as we pull for your love and relationship sector. A 6 promotes balance and harmony. So this is really beautiful. If you're looking to make choices, they're going to bring you into more security, more balance, more harmony. You can see those 6s the way they're lined up, that 6 the way that's lined up on the dice. It even looks just beautifully balanced. Do you see how the 2 is like a management more energy, like on either side, not side to side? It looks like you're making decisions to create more harmony, balance, relief perhaps in your life. I love that it's also an 8 shuffle still, which tells us that you have the ability to manifest this, that you are working on this, that you are getting to know yourself better, that you do know yourself better, and you can expect more of that during this particular eclipse season, which is really nice. We like to see that. I think tuning into what makes you feel secure and happy is going to be important. Like, this brings me joy. This hurts me. This hurts my feelings. This makes me feel good. This dysregulates me. This makes me feel calm. Those kind of things are going to be important for you to notice as you're moving through this eclipse season. Especially because our goal looks like it is stability, understanding that you're protected. Ooh, yeah, they're yelling at me. This goes here. That's not the right placement, they said. The goal is stability, to feel more like yourself, to feel more comfortable, to feel more at ease, perhaps, in your life. Okay, and I'm just gonna check on the placements here so I can make sure you see everything that you need to see. Okay. So we're going to start here in this corner with your love and relationships. We're going to see what to expect here over the next couple of weeks and during this eclipse season. Ooh, taking risks, making decisions with your relationships, who it is you love, how you love, who you give your love to. Also, we see I believe this is a falcon, but it's a bird of prey that's really soaring high, looking at the larger perspective. Again, we're not focusing on the thorns. We want to look at your house as a whole, your life as a whole, especially as it concerns your relationships. You're not going to want to be nitpicking at tiny little things with this kind of a card. The taking risks energy is not always a chaotic energy. This looks like it will be a calculated risk for balance or harmony. It's almost like it may feel risky to set a standard or to create a boundary in a relationship to provide yourself with more enjoyment and more harmony. You have the power to do that. They're telling you that as you look at the bigger picture and whether or not this is serving you, you'll be able to lean into a risk that you feel like you need to take now, even though it's calculated. Let me see the tarot here. Yeah, 9 of Wands. Look at all of these. You can see all the stitches and the scars that she has. I mean, I don't feel like this is your first rodeo with this energy at all in whatever relationship this is. And again, love and relationships is a general energy. Of course, this is a general reading. You're going to want to tune into and ask your intuition, like, what is coming up for you when I'm saying this? A 9 of Wands speaks of resiliency, and maybe that is why I was feeling like we're not holding back in looking at the bigger picture. But then even though it feels a little unnerving or different or new, risky even perhaps, you've been through this. You can see this is a literal depiction of our collective energy here with all of these thorns and the rose. You've been scarred before, you've been harmed before, you've been hurt, you've pricked your finger on this, you've got stitches. This, again, is not your first rodeo. This is not the first time this has happened. This eclipse season wants you to assert yourself and then stay that course. So even if it feels like taking a risk, it's a risk worth taking. It feels calculated and not in a bad way. It feels empowering. It's an empowered risk to create more stability, not to ask for it, they're saying. It's not about asking permission. It's about holding the line. Because when you get a 9 of Wands, it can be an exhausting energy. If there is a particular combination of energy, so you and someone else could be, a family member, it could be a romantic partner, it could be someone that you work with that you like working there, you like their energy for the most part, but you've been butting heads, or it could be anything. Any relationship that you have, it could be even the relationship that you have with yourself. Perhaps this has a lot to do with that as well. Like, it is entangled in that energy too. It's like, I am setting a standard for myself because I have been scarred here from this, and I'm no longer willing to accept that. I'm going to stay the course and take the risk to set this standard for myself because it feels good and it feels stable and it feels more balanced for me. The 9 of Wands indicates that once you make that decision, you're going to want to toe that line, like keep the line. Make sure that you are staying and standing strong and powerful. This is what I'm accepting. This is what I'm not accepting. So this may require some attention from you, some conscious attention in kind of not fleshing it out, but putting it into practice. A Nine of Wands asks you to stay the course. That even though it has been arduous, difficult, exhausting, frustrating, whatever, that it's time to take the risk to put something else in place so that you can relieve yourself of that burden, and you have the power to do it. If you've been waiting for someone else to do that here, they're like, you know what you've been through. It's time for you to look at the big viewpoint, realize you are this beautiful blooming rose and it's safe for you now, or it's okay for you now to set a standard so that you protect yourself from this harm and you feel more stable and secure. So you can expect that this will probably be coming up for you to make the decision to do that during this eclipse season. Okay, let's look at your health and well-being energy here. So this is all areas of health. Your health can, it runs the gamut, right? What can we do? What do we expect from the health energy? Let's see what we have. Oh, more flying birds and freedom. Yeah, this feels good. It feels like release. Like you've just been released and you're free for the first time. So when I'm talking about health, I'm talking about all areas again: mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, energetic, however it is that it's coming to you that's been caging you up or holding you back. This eclipse season expects that you're going to find some freedom in that area of your health and well-being. The freedom card is a wonderful card. It feels like someone being let out of a cage. Yeah, they're saying that you can you feel like you can breathe or something like that. You can breathe, you can fly. Also, again, the note of larger perspective. We've got the cosmos, we're zooming out from the thorns to see what's growing here, and we're flying high. Let's see what we've got here. Ooh, King of Cups. This particular deck observes the kings and the emperors in both masculine and feminine depictions or illustrations. So you're getting the feminine expression of a King of Cups. You can see she's holding a ship here, waiting for the right time to set it upon the water. And she's also got a larger ship here in motion that is rolling on through here. These waves look a bit choppy. A King of Cups is about emotional well-being, right? Cups is your emotional energy. The water element is featured with the element of cups, or the suit of cups. This feels like something's been moving, and we're gauging our emotional body. This is emotional freedom at a very high level, right? So we're working off this with the collective pull, where we see, okay, we have power over our lives. For you, your health, your emotional health and well-being, you have complete power to master it here and to be free. If there's something that's been holding you back, this has been, I feel like this has been going on for a bit, because we have this ship that is crossing your energy, or your meridians is how Spirit's saying it, your meridians now, and it's taking the journey, okay? And obviously she's not going to pluck this out of the water. She's going to allow it to happen. I do believe there's the ability to make decisions that allow you to be in calmer waters here with what's already been happening, okay? And you may be waiting on something. And the idea of this is, especially in a health energy, is to expect that you have the freedom to be able to see from a higher perspective what may be affecting your emotional health and your emotional balance, your well-being, The idea of a King of Cups is to understand that you've got to do that for yourself first. You have the power to be able to tune into what feels good, what feels stable. You don't want to be making choices or decisions from a place where it feels like you're not sure yet. That's why she's holding this ship. So whatever is already on the move, being able to reframe around it, giving yourself the ability to understand that you have the opportunity to be free of certain things, okay? We're soaring high in both of these areas. This may be a surrender energy. It may be that you're just ready to, let it go, to release it. You may have been dealing with really stormy, choppy waters for a while, and now you understand that as you move ahead and this crosses your meridian, or this comes back around in order to move over a threshold, that it's gonna be a little bit choppy for a while, but we're moving into smoother waters based on your own ability to have compassion and understanding for yourself, to tune in to your emotional body with the intention of having emotional freedom here. This is very clear. You have the power to balance your emotions, to have mastery over your emotions, and to make wonderful decisions based on an intuitive understanding of how it feels. How does this feel to me? And that's what provides you with this kind of freedom energy. So I would expect that you have emotional freedom coming up. You may be wanting to clear your emotional body. I would say whatever is already going on, it's crossing over a threshold. It's coming through your energy in order for you to be able to lean into a different kind of more liberated narrative, especially in your mind, that promotes a different kind of emotional energy as this ship continues its journey. And then if there are other things that you're holding or contemplating or feeling into, or that don't feel so ready to go yet, that's fine. You want to wait, take the higher perspective, allow your emotional body to be liberated, or allow your emotions to flow freely, so that you can understand when the best time is to be able to set another ship on the water. This feels wonderful. Literally, I would expect emotional freedom at a very high degree, and the ability to discern emotionally what feels good for you, what doesn't, how you're going to move forward, and how to calm your emotional waters. Wonderful. Talk about power, you know. Okay, we're going to look at your work energy or your studies, what you're working on, what you're putting your time and energy into, especially on the physical plane. You're also getting the 8. You've chosen the house. Let's see what we have here. Ooh, look at these waters. My goodness. Courage energy despite emotional energy. So, okay, this combination here is like, we want to make sure that we observe the health energy, which for sure, because courage around making decisions at work or what you're putting your time and energy into, your projects, etc., is apparent. And it may be that there are choppy waters, as we can see in the depiction of this card, kind of around you. But you do not want to have internal choppy waters if you can help it, making decisions. That's going to provide you with this courageous energy. So you might be shifting the way you work, changing where you work, how you work, making shifts in certain things that you've already been working on. Yeah, let's see what the coupling. 6 of Cups, yeah, reevaluating, reviewing, etc. You can see how big she is, and she's kind of looking at her generational energy. You've got a grandmother, a baby, a child, and like a teenager. This feels like this hopeful possibility with these balloons. A 6 of Cups, again, a 6 energy, very nice. A 6 of Cups is about looking into your, again, emotional body. We're getting more emotions here. By the way, this is fire, just side note. This is water. We're looking back at how things felt. So you may be, like, maybe you've been working at a certain project or a certain job or with certain people or whatever it is for a while. And as you do some reflecting about how it is you've been feeling, that's what's going to provide you with the courage to make perhaps a different decision around it, or to change something, to actually choose how to balance your emotional body with this 6 of Cups. I would say, again, let's observe and not forget to observe the health sector here, because same suit, you can see the choppy waters, you can see the choppy waters. This ship that's passing here may have something to do with what's going on with what you're working on, or your job, or your life, your work life, career life, what you're studying, what you're putting, again, your time and effort into, what you've been efforting with. This is an idea of reflection. So you're using the eclipse season, expect to use it to reflect a bit on how it is that it's serving you, what has worked perhaps, and what needs some shifting, what needs some changing, what you want for the future, what is the bigger picture, what will provide you with freedom of your emotions, and particularly surveying what feels good, what feels like it's in alignment. There may be some courage to release something that just doesn't feel like it's in alignment for you anymore. It just doesn't feel like it's in the pocket. It doesn't feel stable. It doesn't feel like it's meant to be carried with you into the next era or this, new dawn. That this eclipse season is really ushering in this new dawn. We have a very amazing conjunction coming up here soon. Very soon, couple of days. What day is this? 3 days. On the 20th, Saturn and Neptune will be at 0 degrees conjunct Aries. And so there is a new era. And you're probably going to, in your work and studies, work and career projects, be looking at, do I like that? Does this work? The Courage card indicates that there are going to be some emotions around this. And I would say, if you do not feel like it is ready for you to launch or take shape or whatever's going on, you don't feel like it's time for you to physically make the change, that's okay. We want to make sure with this coupling that you are observing your emotions. I mean, it's very clear that your emotions are going to guide you. There's going to be feelings around it. You want to be able to sift through those. You see how she's contemplating this, taking time to sift through them. Instead of maybe like being impulsive, it's like sitting in your power, asking yourself what feels best, what feels stable, what feels protected, what do I want to continue to work on that's going to create abundance for me, and how does that feel? Back and forth with your emotions. I feel something's already been going on and it needs to be looked at, and it's probably going to be brought up. So I would expect that it's being brought up in your work life or in your career, especially in your emotional body. And that's for your observation. Take note of it, actually dig into it, look into it, and ask yourself those questions. What's going to feel better to me? What's going to feel more stable? Does this work for me? What tweaks can I make? What have I done in the past that feels like it is helping, serving? Do I want to be connected to this anymore? Do I feel like this is creating abundance for me? Do I see a path forward for this? Is this something that I want to carry with me or not? I would say this is observation more than, it's like the courage to look at what feels like it's been choppy or creating this dissonance in your emotional body, because you have great power to balance your emotions or to listen to your emotions and to be discerning, right? In order to create freedom. It's like the courage to look back, and perhaps some of this will be taking like personal responsibility, and saying like, well, I did make that decision, so that is why I feel this way. And that's amazing, because then you can go like, well, then I don't feel like I'm gonna choose that anymore because it hasn't worked out. It's created this upheaval in my emotional body. I don't feel secure. This doesn't feel good to me. I'm not enjoying this. And if that's the case, you can always choose again. And it feels like in the work and studies, there's some surveying that's going on. There's some nostalgia energy. Don't get lost in the good old days. Look at what is going on right now so that you can have the courage to address whatever feels like it's off or it hasn't been feeling good. And you will get information, as we move along as to what it is you're meant to do about it. But certainly what I would say is don't act if you're in emotional upheaval, right? Because we're seeing this health, freedom, emotional freedom here. And you will get to that place. Yeah, survey, take a look back. Enjoy the look back. Because we're on a threshold, we're on a threshold. Something's moving for you, especially, you can see that, right? And it is a new beginning, but this is like a long-term energy. So this is just the start. It's not all going to get figured out in this eclipse season. It's just meant to provide you with information here. Okay, and to close, I'm going to look at where your personal power lies and what to expect with this eclipse season. And because we've pulled this King of Discs, I love this kind of intention here. Oh, well. Another boat sailing through the cosmos, which you have in your lap, right? Enlightenment. Ah, yes. Thank you very much. See, this is what it's like. You have to give in to the flow of enlightenment. You're posing the questions, you're opening up in order to be able to receive information. You cannot force information, not during an eclipse season or any other time. If you want to know it and you're not meant to know it, they're not going to give it to you. Believe me, I've tried and I've tried endlessly. When it's ready to be given, you will be given it. So this enlightenment energy is where all of your personal power lies. If things are being provided for you and you're not recognizing them, you're not noting them, you're not taking the ride here, that's how you're going to feel kind of probably heavy, maybe insecure. Maybe you're not going to feel so happy, not so excited, not so powerful. The enlightenment is connected directly to your personal power. So the information that's coming in, again, might be unconventional. We do have, it's a new moon solar eclipse in Aquarius. Might be kind of weird at first. Maybe it's not what you were expecting. Maybe it's a light bulb energy that you want to deny. But I would say the last thing you want to do is deny any kind of enlightening information or insight that's coming through during this eclipse season. Yeah, literally, they're doubling down. Here we are. Judgment energy. Wow. Okay. You are being called to a new era, a new life. You can see the angel is literally calling you. That's what the Judgment card is about. This is a major arcana card. By the way, your only major arcana card that's showing up says your personal power is in the ascension that is calling you now. We need you to pay attention so that you can realize these enlightenment points, understand that you're even being called, listen to the call and what you're being called to do or show up for. And part of the Judgment card is really leaving that old energy behind, allowing what is done to die, allowing what is over to be released, and rising to the call of enlightenment, literally. I mean, this is amazing. Look at this power you have here. This eclipse season wants to help you rise. It's like you are dawning, you are being called, literally, to your divine purpose, perhaps, what's in alignment for you now. But again, like I said, a Judgment energy is always, I call it the spirit calling card. It's very important when you get a Judgment card that you answer the call, right? So again, we don't want to pick up the phone and hang up on spirit. Particularly for you, you're going to want to listen and listen again and take note of whatever's being given to you, because it might, again, be unconventional. However, I think that either way, you're going to start to understand things from a higher perspective, right? Here, I think if you've been grappling with something about your work or what you're studying or what you've been putting your energy into, I'm not saying let it go, but I'm saying open up, because the focus is, there's no energy that's telling you to necessarily do things here, except if you need to create some boundaries or standards. Mostly we want an expansive energy in order to be able to free yourself and to answer this call, whatever this is. How can you answer the call if you're not listening, right? Like, you can't be enlightened if you're closed and restricted. Don't fight, don't restrict. That's the key for you. Open up and just go, show me what you got. Show me, I'm open. You don't have to judge it even, right? The Judgment card, it's so funny that they call it that, right? It's like, people can take that the wrong way, but it's like, there is no judgment. This is what it is. You're being called to ascend. So when you get the information or you get the hits or you get the insight, try not to judge it. Just observe it and go, does that feel right for me? Does that feel exciting for me? Does that feel joyful for me? Is that a joyful notion for me? If it is, great. Let me keep sailing on this enlightenment line and show me what else you got. If you're willing and open, that's where all of your personal power, you can expect to understand things. You can expect to be given the call. Like, the phone's gonna ring. The spirit phone's gonna ring. You can see she's way up above the buildings. It's this signal of like, whatever it is that you need to leave behind, it's time for you to kind of recognize and accept that you've got to do that in order to be able to rise. So they're going to give you these enlightenment points in order to be able to ping your personal power energy to help you understand that this is the time for that. And again, you don't need to rush to anything. There's no like rushing needed. It's more observation of this. Do not deny the enlightenment points. Do not deny picking up the phone. You know, if spirit is calling you up or putting a little dream or a notion in your head, don't push it away as if it's nothing, or like, no, that's impossible. I can't see it. I don't know. I don't get it. Just go, oh, that's interesting. Tell me more about that. Ooh, I'm curious I wonder what else there is there. Keep it open with curiosity and wonder and see what comes through, because it's connected to your own personal power. What I would say is to create a stable, secure, authentic kind of environment to live in, balanced energy. And that's important, right? That's what we want. Yeah, talk about this. I mean, what to expect during the eclipse season: to be enlightened, to have freedom, to be given the way. You may see it very clearly, you know, and that would be nice. Okay, let's see what we have here. A couple of closing messages for you. This is the Starlight deck. Limitless, know your worth. Yeah, placing this here on the taking risks. Again, limitless energy, know your worth. Wow, look at that. Very nice. Again, if you've got to set the standards, set the standards. What's making you feel good? And discover, spot new opportunities. Yes, exactly. Limitless and discover. Spot them, as opposed to hurry up and get on the train because you're going to miss it. There's no urgency like that going on in your pull here at all. This energy doesn't feel like that. It feels very stable and patient, and like I am an open channel to listen to what is coming in whatever way it wants to come without judgment. I'm observing it. I'm taking note of it. I'm wondering more about it because I understand how this limitless energy within me wants to be expressed in some way, shape, or form, and I'm willing to be open to discovering that, basically, is what they're saying. Okay, I'm going to close your reading with a talisman card here, just because I want to see what's connected for you for this eclipse season. Okay. Ooh, change and the chameleon. Yes, please. Well, it's just another indication that things are shifting, things are changing. You're going to see that happening. Probably, you may have already felt that happening. I'm just going to read a little bit from this description. Be the chameleon. It feels like being adaptable, right? This change energy is like, be adaptable to the changes that are transpiring. They're not going to not be happening. They're happening. Yes. Okay, I'm just getting to the card here. All right, it says, use this card when you're ready to step out of your comfort zone, when you are in a new environment and you need to adapt smoothly. In a situation where you feel the fear of change rising, envision the chameleon changing its color. Assign different colors to the various energy or emotions you want to channel. That may be very helpful to work with color in order to work with your emotional body at its highest expression. And with time, so assign different colors to the various energy or emotions you want to channel. And with time, remember those colors will help you embrace that particular energy. So again, I would say color. Picture the color that puts you in the highest expression in certain situations where you can stay in an open energy in order to be able to shift, change, or adapt. And the affirmation they have here for you is, I am adaptable. Ooh, you're being guided through the change to be beautifully adaptable, and that is what is going to help you reveal and discover what it is that you're meant to do next, how you're rising. And I would just say, remember that you know your worth. Remember you are limitless and you are in control of your life and setting up things that feel a whole lot more stable or secure for you, a whole lot more authentic, and you can tune into what feels good and be guided through your emotional body. Yeah, in order to be able to navigate these changes with adaptability and malleability. And then you're more open to see what's going to be provided. So I hope that this serves you for the solar eclipse that's happening right now and throughout eclipse season. It was a pleasure to do this reading for you. Hello, group 2s. You've chosen the dog charm for your new moon in Aquarius solar eclipse reading and what to expect for this eclipse season. The dog charm is a wonderful energy. It has a playfulness to it for sure. It also speaks of loyalty and what it is that you are choosing to be loyal to, especially, heart-centered energy and connections, your loyal companions, etc. So I'm going to roll these dice just to get a number shuffled for your particular pull here in your reading. Remember, we rolled an 8 for the collective pull, and you have got a 5, a 1, and a 4. I love this energy. This is like independence energy, new beginnings that are going to provide you with security, stability, love, making decisions for yourself that bring more love into your life, choosing from the heart, tuning into your heart center, and with the dog charm, this is about really paying attention to what it is that you want by your side, or who you want perhaps by your side. We are going to look into love and relationships, health and well-being energy, your work and studies, things that you're focusing your time and attention on, and what's going on with your personal power here. So what to expect in these areas for the eclipse season coming up. There's a big tuning into the power of your heart, your particular individual love, and who it is you're giving it to, who it is you're willing to give it to. They keep saying playful, 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 Jodie. So there's some sense in choosing the dog charm that, there may need to be a bit more playful energy that's going to come up, maybe be a bit more... like not taking things as seriously, making time for play, especially during this eclipse season. Yeah, not having to have everything figured out is what they're saying. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get some more information. So we'll start here with, this is love and relationships, so what to expect during the eclipse season. And this could be, of course, any relationship, a romantic relationship, who it is you care about, who you're loyal to, who you love, a working relationship, a familial relationship, a friendship. Okay, more play. Happiness energy and the dolphins pictured riding a wave, and we have a coupling here as well. So yeah, focusing on the relationships that make you happy is going to be important. Having some joy and playtime is going to be important for you over the next couple of weeks for sure. I would expect to feel more happy in your connections, it feels like giving more love, like making sure that you're focusing on being loyal to the people that make you feel happy, lighter, the people you have fun with, spending your time and energy with those people looks to be quite important here. Yeah, they're saying not getting hung up. Again, they kept just going playful, playful, playful. So I think, we're seeing it right at the start of your reading in the relationship sector. A lot of this will have to do with how you connect to other people. And if you're taking things way too seriously, being a bit lighter, perhaps. 2 of Swords. Okay, this is a decision card. Yeah, I think you may, interesting. This solar eclipse begins this eclipse season. It's really ushering in a new era. We have a very interesting conjunction that's happening on the 20th, which is about 3 days away, where Saturn and Neptune are both going to be 0 degrees Aries. They're conjunct there. This hasn't happened for like 2,000 years. This is... what they're saying is you're going to get better results in your relationships if you're not taking every little thing as like a slight, let's say, or as it's wanting to start an argument, or it's an exact, like abrupt affront to whatever it is that you're communicating about. A Two of Swords wants you to make intuitive decisions. It has you kind of looking into your mind and then also engaging with your intuition to try to make a decision that works for you, that you're guided by, that feels in alignment for you. And here, I think overall, this is like a decision of happiness, joy, loyalty, love. That's going to supersede the choices that you're trying to make in your relationship, at least for the next couple of weeks or the start or the dawn of this energy. They're really just saying you are going to have better results during this next couple of weeks in your relationships if you're choosing to, like, making the choice to be happy and to be loyal to that happiness. If someone is just trying to start a fight with you constantly, if they're constantly trying to make you like defend yourself, or they're nitpicking or what have you, those are the kind of people that you're probably going to want to try to steer clear of, or avoid, or at the very least not give your time and attention to. You may want to make that kind of a decision now, like ahead of time, so that you're not you're not faced with being pulled in and having to contemplate. It feels like I am going to lean into this frequency for the next couple of weeks as this begins, and to see what happens when I do that. When I stop engaging in something that's trying to bring me into a conflicting situation. When I choose happy. When instead I go, this doesn't feel good, I'm going to go do something that does feel good. Or I'm going to go call someone that I can joke around with, or who likes to hear what's going on in my life and has a positive outlook. I'm gonna go and play a game instead. I'm gonna go and do that instead of engaging in this. Even again, if it's just for a short period of time, they're making me feel like they want you to try it out in your relationships. So if there has been some deep-seated, really serious stuff, conflicting things, threads that are, in existence that have been there for a while, complexities, etc., I'm not saying that those are not serious. What I'm saying is your guidance around your love and relationships energy with this eclipse season is to give that a little bit of a break and instead choose happiness, choose the higher road. It doesn't mean that those situations or those complexities are not in existence anymore. It just might mean that you get a break for them for now, and you get to have a little bit more fun, be a little bit more playful. You get to tune into happiness. You get to ride a bit of a nice wave here. And I'm not saying that that's going to fix things when you come back to the complexities, but it may provide you with a different viewpoint that you can come from, a different perspective on the things and the conflicts that you've been experiencing in some of your relationships, or the things that you've been contemplating as it concerns some of your relationships, right? A different kind of giving to yourself. Like, it's almost this protective, loving thing that you can do for yourself, especially where, again, you have been experiencing conflict or you're in indecision about something to do with your relationships. They're kind of going like, how about can we just be happy for a bit and then see where that frequency leads us? And then we'll come back to this in order to contemplate it further, because we're going to have a different perspective, a higher perspective, a better perspective. And that's going to help us understand, I don't like this. I don't want to be loyal to this. It doesn't feel good. I have my own power to make my own decisions, my own personal decisions. But in order to understand what the best decision it is for you to make is, staying in the confusion of what do I do doesn't seem to be helpful here. I think it's going to be, I don't know what to do, so I'm going to let it go, and I'm going to lean into things that just feel good and that make me happy for a bit. And this, I'm not speaking about like coping mechanisms and things like that are false happiness. I'm talking about things that just feel good to you, like go read a book instead if you like reading. Don't have that argument again. Don't confront that again at this point. Instead, Do something that makes you feel good. Listen to some good music. Go for a walk and breathe in the fresh air. Listen to something that's funny. Call that friend that makes you laugh. Ask somebody to tell you a joke. Like, it's this energy of, yeah, I'm choosing my happiness because nobody else can choose it for me. And that's the vibe I'm in for the next couple of weeks. And I'm staying there, and we'll see what comes out of it. We'll see how my viewpoint changes once I'm out of it, because I think you're going to get information from this kind of a practice, and like leaning into happiness, leaning into playfulness, leaning into fun. You can even say like, I'm still processing this. I'm just going to address it when I feel like I can come from a higher perspective, especially if something has been in a loop. This wants to interrupt. That's what this feels like. Interrupt that loop that is confusion or that is indecision with a little blurb, a little bit of a happy like section here, a small short period of time, that then you come back to it and go, okay, what do I know to be true now? What do I feel now? Can I decide on this now? Do I have a different idea about this now? Very cool. Okay, let's take a look at your health and well-being and what to expect for this eclipse season. When I talk about health, I'm talking about, all areas of health. We may get indication, the first group did, of area of health, but this could be, your mental, your emotional, physical health, could be your energetic or your spiritual health. Inner peace, yes, please. Like choosing love, choosing stability, choosing peace for yourself. I'm saying choosing with a 1, but I just mean like your independent choice, your power to choose it. I love the inner peace card. This is a flow. Wow, same card as the first group. So everybody's going to be working on their emotional health. King of Cups in a female expression. Very interesting. There are extra cards in this tarot deck. All of the kings and the emperor are depicted in the feminine and masculine expression. They got this specific King of Cups. The female, this is water, the element of water. They definitely got a different tarot card here. So for you, this is about being the master of your emotions. This is emotional health and well-being and being at peace. Again, there's this sense of allowing something to flow as it's moving. So what I would say, especially with a King of Cups, it's about like having mastery over your emotional body and understanding that you get to discern through the messages and signals of your feelings and your emotions how something feels, whether or not you want to lean into it. You can see she has a ship that's crossing a threshold within her. She is wearing a stone dress. This is already on the water. Something's already capitulating. It's already happening. And she has another boat that she's got that she's reserving to set it upon the water when she feels called to, when she feels good about it. So whatever's already happening, we can see you're leaning into a beautiful inner peace energy. You can expect inner peace. I bet it's to do with this kind of, I'm gonna release, I'm gonna take a break, and I'm gonna allow myself to like, it doesn't feel like a deep contemplation. It feels more like an observation and a release, to be able to lean back, kind of put your feet up and go, let me see what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling here. Something is already happening, and I think that looking at it through a loving and compassionate, empathetic line for yourself, so from the heart for yourself, is going to provide you with some peace. Like, it is okay for me to take a break. It is okay for me to lean into my feelings right now. It is okay for me to wait till the water's calm. It is okay for me to feel like I'm in a more balanced state. I'm in a more playful state. I'm in a more elevated state of emotion. It is okay. Like, giving yourself those beats and those breaks and that permission and that allowance is going to be important for your health, and particularly master of your emotional health, peace in your emotions. So that's what we're looking for. That's what we're wanting. That's the intention. It feels very lovely. It feels like this is going to move into smoother waters or calmer waters. And again, if there's something that you're trying to decide upon and your emotions don't feel balanced around it, you hold it. It's okay to kind of go like, I'm going to wait on this until I feel peaceful about it. And this is what we're expecting in the health energy. So yeah, I think there's an exhale or there's a relief where you go, I can just let this flow and I can take care of myself. Like I can take good care of my own emotional well-being, period, over the course of the next couple of weeks. I can listen. If I feel a certain kind of way, I'm not going to restrict it. I'm not going to negate it. I'm going to seek to understand it, allow it to flow, give myself more love in this space. There's a loyalty around your own emotional self, right? Your feelings matter. They're trying to tell you something. And until you get to a space where you feel like this feels good to me and peaceful, we're just kind of breathing into this flow of your emotions. So yeah, emotional well-being is happening with this eclipse energy for sure. And just the ability to claim your power back over how you feel, what you choose to do, and then what you choose to think, and then how that makes you feel. Being very conscious and noticing that is going to be very important for everybody, it looks like, for everybody, period. Whether you chose this pile or not, emotional well-being is being presented as part of this, allowing this new dawn to let us tune into our emotions, right? The rose's kiss is the sacral chakra. This is about honoring what feels good, what is joyful for you, noticing where you've got these thorns going on and where you've got this blooming and this lucky feeling, this exciting energy, what feels good, what feels peaceful to you, what sits pretty in your emotional body, and it doesn't clutter it all up. This feels like a break for sure. Like we're not figuring things out here. We don't need to. You might figure them out. I'm not going to say you're not figuring them out, but you don't have to try to do that. Instead, it's like, what is my heart saying? How do I feel about this? Is this fun for me? Does this provide me joy and happiness? Is this something that I want to give my energy to? Do I understand this about myself yet? Do I know what this feels like yet? Can I, something's already sailing and there's a threshold that's crossing. The way they described it in the first reading is that ship is crossing your emotional meridians, your energy, and it's moving into a different state. This is a long transition, a big shift, a new era. So things are not going to change overnight, but this sense of allowing it to flow into a more peaceful state before acting, before choosing. Your emotional health is important to take care of and to allow for more love, more care for the eclipse season. Okay, let's look at your work and studies. We'll see what information we get here and what to expect. A voyage, traveling. You're traveling in all of these pictures. They're all water elements so far. I love this voyage card in this deck because the mom is like carrying the baby to make it like, I guess, easier, like making the voyage a bit easier, getting a helping hand, being lifted up to a different flow. Look at the calm waters, right? We're in calm waters here. We're in calm waters here. This is just fun. We're in calm waters here. And I feel like you're moving into that. Depending on what it is that you've had, that you've been working on, or what's going on with you at your career or your work or your projects or what you're putting your time and energy into, this is about a shift or a change or a transition that's happening, which we're seeing here as well. So I would say, there's probably things that are changing and you can expect that. There's something that is shifting. If you've got shifts that are happening at your work, or you notice that you need to make some changes in the way that you're working toward things, your loyalty will be looked at for sure. You're going to want to keep that in mind. You've chosen that dog charm. And this is being helped, sometimes what happens with this voyage card is there's this picking up of like a younger self, version of yourself being healed or helped by this version of yourself now, this adult version of yourself or a older version of yourself. So you may be finding that the way that you work, how you want to work, your confidence around work or what you're working on, something is pinging within you during the eclipse season that is connected to something that started a long time ago when you were a little whale. And now your older self is able to carry that in a very different way to relieve you of that burden, to protect you, or to heal something here so that you work differently in the future, or that you no longer believe those kind of narratives or things. You're being helped through a transition of sorts. Five of Wands. This Five of Wands, I like the depiction because she's like, playing a game of chess here. A Five of Wands is an interesting energy. It says change. You've rolled a 5, change. We can see change is happening. Change was apparent in the first reading. It's a big change, okay? A Five of Wands is a change in your spirit, a change in your fire, a change in your energy. And so there is some sort of voyage that is going on. Again, this can be a very helpful card in high expression. People coming together to help rise. Everybody gets to rise. It's like when the healthy kind of competition energy is the high expression, where it's like me competing against myself makes me better. Me competing against this person, because it's healthy, makes me push a little harder, and it's better for me because I get to reach new heights as a result. You don't want to be in a low expression of a Five of Wands, which would be in a very egotistical, I gotta be better than, I am comparing myself to everyone. And if you find that that's happening in your work or your studies or your career or your projects, that's going to be your ego. You're definitely going to want to watch out for that, is what I would say over the eclipse season. Really be conscious of where it is that you're going, like, I'm not good enough unless I beat them. Or I feel really bad after watching this, or the way this person does it. Or why am I not further than I should be? What do I have to do in order to get further because I feel like I'm behind? These kind of narratives, there's some sort of voyage, right? Transition that you are protected in healing or making at this point that I feel is divine. I feel like this is the beginning of, again, the new era. But there is help. There is a way for you to shift your perspective, and you can see, like, maneuver or strategize differently that actually prepares you for success or victory. You may be dropping narratives. Again, I mean, that's what I was picking up on. And, with the Five of Wands, that could be very true. It's like dropping these narratives about, I have to be better than this. Unless I do this, I'm not worthy, or I got to get this done in this way, or, like if I don't work this many days a week or this many hours a day, or if I don't get this done, then I'm not successful, or I'm not going to be successful. That probably comes from some sort of old narratives from when you were little. And again, your little self is being helped and protected by your current self, or a version of yourself that is happening right now that is older and wiser and knows that's not the way, or that's not true. And this will help you strategize in your work. So expect that you're going to have some things popping up, is what I would say, like narratives popping up, confidence bangers, where they're like, not testing, I hate to say testing, but where they're showing you like, hey, this is a narrative that you've got going on, and it is not uplifting. Like, this is not a good strategy to move forward with. Can we have something that is more loving, more balanced, more emotionally sound, more like happy, lighter, more confident, more positive, that we can replace it with? We'll be happy to assist you. And like, yourself now is able to make those changes or adjustments and strategize differently and heal that for this next era. So you want to pay attention to anything that's got you in a position where you feel like you're fighting to be seen, fighting to be recognized, that you have to be in competition with other people, that, other people's whatever determines your worth or your success or your victory or how bright you can shine. Anything that comes up during this eclipse season with that around your work, studies, projects, etc., needs to be healed and looked at, and you have protection and the ability to do that. Literally, you can heal it. You can heal you. That's what this feels like. You can heal you. So just be very conscious And use this in high expression to shift the way your spirit recognizes your light and your passion and your inspiration and what you bring to the world, what you bring to your job, what you bring to that project, what you bring to whatever it is that you're working on. I would say don't ignore those narratives, because when we're talking about the emotional energy, this is the opposite. You're going to feel that. You're going to feel like, oh my gosh, this makes me nervous. This makes me anxious. This makes me feel like I'm not doing enough. It's going to feel like a lower frequency. That's how you know this is something I need to look at, because it's not making me feel balanced or peaceful or good or happy or joyful. This doesn't make me feel good. This is a thorn that I need to not be ignoring so that I can strategize differently, so that I can heal here. Because your work, of course, and whatever it is you're working on or what you have hope for the future to put your time and energy into, to light your way or to light up the world with your light, it wants to be shifted, with this new dawn or this new era. So here's the beginning of that. And again, noticing if the shift isn't literal or obvious, there's an emotional shift. And I feel like it's like someone's older, more mature self being able to say and have a conversation with the younger self that says, I got you, don't worry. We don't have to think like that anymore. Actually, that's not true. I totally get why you would think that, but here are the reasons why that's not true, and that doesn't really get us anywhere, and I got you. Like, I will carry you now. Like, you can be healed. It's like talking to your younger self and healing those energies. So pay close attention to as that is coming up for you, because what that will do is transform that so that you have a different strategy as you're voyaging forward and moving forward, especially through this eclipse season. Yeah, they're like, try it, especially if you're vibing high here and you've got some good, peaceful, happy type of energy going on. When you address these things from that space, it has more of an opportunity to more smoothly transition or shift your spirit. Like, you just might go like, maybe that is true. Like, your younger self may go, really? Are you sure? I wonder if that is true. And you're like, yeah, it is. Because guess what? We've done this. So there's no need for us to have to compete. Like, this is what I'm saying. The narrative within yourself will carry you into a better place, a more peaceful place. And I would say, they just want me to say this as well. This full moon pictured here, there's going to be, of course, a lunar eclipse that comes up. So you may feel this voyage really coming to light, or these things coming to light. By the full moon, the lunar eclipse may have a particular potent energy for you, especially, as you are, as it concerns shining your light in your work or what you're working on, being able to bring that beautiful spirit of yours to life, to life. Yes. Okay. Let's take a look at this last prompt here for your personal power. We have the power card in the in the collective pull with the King of Pentacles. Very nice. Oh, community. Interesting. Personal power in community. Those you have around you. Connecting to different communities. I want to see what this is. Page of Swords, being willing to explore new communities, learn about new communities, maybe perhaps what you're wishing for. We've got this dandelion and he's on a stack of books. A Page of Swords is a new chapter for it looks like for the communities that you're involved in here. What I would say, again, if you don't feel like, oh my God, I got to rush out, I know exactly what this is and I got to go do that now, allowing yourself to embrace the idea of or the research around new communities looks like to be where you hold actual physical power. Am I loyal to this group or not? It could be small communities too. And I would say it really feels like we're exploring, learning about, or allowing for information to come in about the things that we hope for, that we wish for, that make us happy. Not like, I should be a part of this community because I think I should, because that's what I'm supposed to do, because that's the right thing to do. That's not the narrative. The narrative here for personal power is, where do I feel like I am in alignment, and where are those communities, and what can I learn about those communities? This may not be physical at all yet, but the idea of understanding that there are communities that get you, or that are different than what you're a part of now, or that can provide this reciprocity energy, or that just have your similar interests, that's really exciting. I would say, if you notice that it could be like a class you've always wanted to take for sure, and you've been holding back, and now, during this eclipse season, they're like, here it is on sale. You still gonna say no to this? I would just be very, very aware of what you're feeling called to, groups of people. And again, it doesn't have to be like you physically go to this group. But it may be. It could be an online group. It could be that you're just feeling called to a certain group of friends, even. Like, maybe you haven't seen your friends that make you laugh so hard for a long time. They're like, hey, reach out to them. With the Page of Swords, we're like looking for and open to information, insight, communication, So if you're like, oh my gosh, it would be so good. When she says, hang out with the people that make you laugh, I think of this group of friends. I think of these two people. This is telling you your power lies in the reach out and like exploring the information. Hey, I was wondering if we should get together. I feel like I haven't seen you forever. Bringing that energy into your life again, being open to exploring how to do that, the communication around it. So new classes, new information, new online groups, being able to go and do something that's just fun. They're showing me someone line dancing, right? You might want to go and take certain classes like yoga class, things that can help your health, help you feel more inner peace. I drive by the studio every day and I always think I should go in there. And you don't have to necessarily walk in the door if you don't feel like you're ready to do that yet, let's say. But make the phone call, go on the website, see what they have, see what the pricing is, explore the information around the communities that you are being drawn to, the people that you are being drawn to. This is where all your power lies. So I wouldn't just, again, brush that aside. I would say if it doesn't feel in alignment yet, to physically move into that energy, because the only physical energy we have is in the collective, owning your power, right? Then get some information about it for sure over the eclipse season. Give yourself a moment to just go, I am kind of interested in this. Let me explore a bit more. Yeah, it feels like you're going to be led here as well, or there may be just some really cool information that you get as a result of popping in, reaching out, getting more insight, inquiring further, wondering about, or being curious about it. Hey, you could just go like, hey, does anybody have, you want to go out and have a great meal, but you don't know where this type of food is good. You reach out and go, hey, does anybody have any recommendations for, this type of food? And then you get the information and then you try it out. Make your reservation. It doesn't have to be in eclipse season, but make the reservation during this time and go yeah, I'm going to go explore that and see how I feel about the atmosphere, about the energy, about the food, the community of it. Okay, let's get final messages for you now. We're using the Starlight deck here. Take charge. Don't wait for the stars to align. Reach up and arrange them the way you want. I mean, I think there's a bit of this energy in all of this, while also staying balanced with the other side of this take charge energy, right? You are not a bull moving forward. That is not the energy. This is a lighter feeling. It's like taking charge of your emotional body and your ability to seek what is seeking you, to be open to what is seeking you. Don't wait for it to drop on your doorstep. Go inquire about it. Allow yourself to make the decision ahead of time, and just go, I'm not doing that. Taking charge of what it is that you want to, again, spend your time and energy on, or how you want to approach a situation, or what type of intention you have for your energy. Taking charge is important in that kind of line here for sure. Yeah, and here. It's a good reminder. Inspire. There's a fire inside you burning brighter than the sun. Take charge and inspire. Yes, I mean, I agree. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for both of them. This pulls me to this energy here. There's a fire burning brighter than the sun. And, you know, again, if something comes up that says, dim your light, no, just take a look at that. Lift that little part of you up and give them a hug, you know? Help them, usher them into this new era, because you don't have to stay in that energy anymore. You can be inspired. You can, again, take charge of things and go like, I want to vibe at this frequency. I'm making shifts and changes. I'm honoring my emotional body so that I feel like I can give myself more love, and I can inquire about things that feel good to me, that feel inspiring to me. And I'm going to see where it leads me. You know, staying open to it. Okay. And I'm pulling a talisman card just for your final card and final message. Financial security. Interesting. Not what I was expecting. Again, we have no pentacles. I wonder if this is, well, if we're talking about loyalty and playfulness, that energy, this financial security connects to this King of Discs. What I would say, there's this energy of not worrying about it, is what I'll say. That's what this feels like to me. Like, we don't have any worry around that. Doesn't mean that you go and, you know, make crazy financial decisions. No, I think it's like, you don't have to worry about this over the eclipse season. Let me see what what it says here in the book for you. This is not at all what I would expect, but hey, thank you. Yes, please. Use this card to attract luck in your financial endeavors and when you need to be creative about your finances. Okay. Imagine the roots of the coin going deeper into the ground, and like a seed of security, it is now planted and safe. With time, the plant will blossom and flourish. Interesting. This feels connected to this because of obviously work, studies, how you're, making money, for sure. But it's definitely in the overview. They're just telling you to pay attention to your finances, but not to worry about them. So just, it feels like keep an eye out, a side eye out, keep it in your periphery, and be clear and conscious when you're making decisions. The affirmation that goes along with this is, I am strategic. And this is a strategy energy here as well. So I would just say, not what I was expecting, but a nice little note to close your reading. Make sure that you're making abundant decisions with your finances and that you've got an eye on them, because the focus is around lifting the frequency, here, and taking charge and being inspired to explore more and provide yourself with love, happiness, joy, inner peace, etc. as you make the voyage. But what they're saying is like, and don't forget, don't forget about your money. Make sure that you're not willy-nilly, keep an eye on it is what I would say. Just keep an eye on the spending, make good financial decisions for the next couple of weeks, so that you feel supported. And I am strategic. If you're moving in work or doing something in work, that's here. Don't let your ego get the better of you. Be inspired, but also, intuitively strategic with the finances, and it's going to create more abundance for you. Of course, it plants a seed for more abundance in the future. Okay, I hope that this serves you for the new moon solar eclipse. I hope you have an amazing time for the next couple of weeks, and it was a pleasure to do this reading for you.